Hey, what's going on? This is Gary Brackett. Welcome back to the Champ Real Estate Podcast. I'm here with my good friend Karen Lyles with agency owner of Farmers Market. And today we're going to talk about business insurance. Ooh. I know so many, I know, how many entrepreneurs do you know, or people who own their own business?
I'm going to say upwards of 50 at this point.
At least.
At least.
And so many people have side hustles and maybe they're making that to a full-time job, which is awesome, right? I think you need different revenue streams in this economy.
Absolutely.
But a lot of them, I don't think really understand insurance, nor are they actually properly protected or protected at all. So let's talk about what, as a business owner, what type of insurance should I be looking at? Especially like as a realtor, there's things that we should have specifically. But what do you share with people about business owners insurance?
As a realtor, the very first thing that you need to start off with is E&O insurance. It's errors and omissions, also known as professional liability.
Wow.
It's actually required, I believe, as a part of my board. You may have to turn in like proof of insurance. I'm not super up on that since my license is in referral status, but you have to have E&O.
Right.
Like that's number one.
Right. And what does it protect you against, right? Because people hear insurance and it's like, oh, I'm perfect. Nothing happens against me. But what type of incidents happen where E&O kind of comes into play?
So as a realtor, what you're doing is lending your professional advice. Right? Like that's the service that you're truly providing. And so what E&O protects you against is just that. Errors and omissions. So making a mistake or omitting something. We don't do it on purpose, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
You do it usually by accident. So say that you forgot to, include something in a sales contract or a seller's disclosure form or anything like that. You omitted something in error. You said something in error, like vocally. What it does is it protects you against that in a legal matter. So if someone were to bring litigations against you, it actually covers your legal fees for that error or that omission.
Wow, that's amazing. So typically, how much does that cost?
It's usually very minimal in cost. For $1 million, $2 million, what we call $1 million per occurrence, $2 million aggregate. What that means is that the policy will pay out $1 million per occurrence, like for someone bringing litigations against you, or $2 million aggregate. It won't pay out any more than $2 million. Normally ranges anywhere between like $250 to $700 a year.
Wow. So, and I guess your experience and industry that you're in and things like that, all why the range is there from 250 to 750.
It just depends on your claims history, in all honesty, and also how many years you've been in the business, right? So if you have a little more seniority in the business with no prior cases of any litigations being brought against you, then you're rewarded for that. And so then you get a lower premium. If you're new in the business, then you may be open to making a few errors and omissions because you're still learning, right? So then that is basically absorbed in some of the premiums that they quote you.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
All right, so now other businesses, right? Say just a regular business owner of a restaurant or something like that. My firm, like, what kind of insurance should they have in addition to error and omission?
Well, there's different types. We really call it a business owner policy, which is kind of like a bundle. And what that is inclusive of is if you're leasing, then it would cover your property liability. So if something happens, such as a fire or something like that, especially in a restaurant situation, but it can happen in a retail office too. Yeah. Actually happened in my office like a couple of years ago. Yeah. And my neighbors vent in their bathroom caught on fire and it came over to my space. But so basically your landlord technically shouldn't have to pay for the damages in your unit. So your business liability, property liability will actually cover that. Also for slips and falls, God forbid, right? Especially in the restaurant, floors get slick. Perhaps someone who's actually coming to your restaurant slips and falls, the business liability pays for that. Another big one is cyber liability and data breach. You're taking in credit card transactions. So say that your system was compensated, some hacker got in there, stole the credit card numbers, you are actually responsible for that. It covers for that. And then even if you flip over to like a retail or office space, right? Well, you usually have customer information on your computers. Somebody can break into your office, pull all that data off of your computers. You're responsible for that data, so it covers that. Another common one, business auto. So if you're driving your car for business or you have the vehicle titled to your business, people who carry Department of Transportation numbers, who are doing delivery of different goods and services, installations. Those are just some of the basics of business insurance.
It's funny, as you're mentioning some of the policies, is something that I've had a bunch, and just the inquiries are how many times I actually had to use one. In the restaurant, we'd always get, hey, this burger has it was a tooth in the burger. And like we got a lot of those, and you would go out, and our policy was we don't accept blame.
Yeah.
Right? We apologize, we're empathetic, but we don't know if that's our tooth or like that was what's going on.
A tooth.
But then we looked at the person's mouth, and it's just like, bro, this very well could be your tooth. Right? So it was a claim, and the reason I guess you don't accept responsibility is because it makes your job easier from a claims about like, okay, what happened? Give me the information, and you don't want the business owner like, oh yeah, we did it. It was like Tony's tooth in the back, bro. Like, that's too much information. It's just let the insurance company do their job.
Yes, absolutely.
Just provide us with the information.
Everything is subject to a claims investigation.
No
and
question.
So if you call in, we're going to take the claim.
Right.
The claims team is going to do their job and make sure that it's handled adequately. And I did leave one very important one out.
Okay.
If you have employees working for you, you have to have workers' compensation.
Right.
That is a state of Indiana law.
Right.
So basically, if any one of your employees gets hurt while they're at work, as an employer, that's your responsibility to cover their injury and time off work. So,
wow, that's great. Yeah. You feel very knowledgeable about this. Like we should
Thank
almost
you.
number one, like at Farmers,
I'm
right?
climbing.
Number two at Farmers.
Yes.
We're claiming it. It's gonna be number one this year.
Absolutely.
So if you're a business owner, where do they contact you to get this information?
Give me a call at 317-288-0140. Hit me. You actually hit me on Instagram.
Okay.
My first name, very popular, Karen. Karen _ Lyles, because the other one was taken.
Oh.
And then you can email me, first initial, last name, KLYLES @farmersagent.com, or Google me, Karen Lyles, Farmers Insurance.
I love it. All right. Well, you heard it. If you're a business owner, if you're a realtor, if you need insurance, just no other place that you should go than Karen Lyles. You heard all the information. Tag a friend that needs to see this. And I can't wait to show you what's next on the Champ Real Estate Podcast.